I think curling should be banned because she's not thick enough.
Yeah, I agree. She's not
Yeah.
showing enough.
Yo,
She's not
She,
showing enough skin to be
we're
a
live
witch.
here.
I
what,
mean,
what's it
I
called? You ever heard of a high school DxD? It needs to be like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I completely 100% agree. We need
Especially
Coraline
Hope.
to have led.
Heiko,
Wait,
oh
no,
She
no,
has to
no.
yeah,
be a.
Hope.
yeah.
You leave Hope the way she is. She's precious. Do not lewd the lolly. What
Yeah.
that?
Hope.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh,
Well,
we're live, huh?
yeah, we're live.
Why
Oh,
didn't you
Um,
what?
tell me?
What's up,
I just heard
Warriors? Welcome to
myself.
tonight's podcast.
yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome to podcast number 5, I think it is.
Cinco.
Yeah. We are here with Ursa, as always, and
So,
we have a guest today is Simbango.
Hello, everyone. I am the creator of Astromcross. It's great to be here.
All right.
oh snap! Shots fired.
Yeah, yeah. I am the creator of yeah, I am the creator
Oversoul.
of Oversoul. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is it is
it's how it
okay.
is. I mean, it explains why Oversoul is trash at the moment. Just saying.
I guess.
You know,
I guess I'm the
Ah,
creator
cheers.
of Dungeon Lice Monsters.
Lice monsters, lice monsters.
It's it's a pretty interesting game. With if you just scratch your head too much, you lose the game.
All right.
what? That makes me think of a game called Dive Kick, where the only thing you do is jump, dive, and kick.
Yeah, it's I attack and you just get showered. Take a couple of showers. If you still got a license on you lose a turn. I mean, it's just basics. Don't worry about it.
Ah, it is working.
What was that?
It is. I say it is work. It should be working. The chat on the screen and the
Oh yeah, no, I'm reading the chat right now.
no, I mean on the
Says
screen.
mango.
Yeah, it's working. It's
Says
working. It's
mango's
popping.
All
insane
right.
with other.
All right. So, anyway, how you doing, Ursa? How are you today?
I mean, I'm alive. I guess everything Gucci.
All right. What about you, Mango?
Can't
I'm
help if mango's louder.
swagalicious, if you will.
Oh,
All
Hello.
right.
I I
Yes.
don't think they're ready for that jelly.
I'm sorry. I did not hear what you just said, Rosa.
I ask you, how were you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty chill. Can't complain. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
Um.
This isn't awkward at all.
Well,
I mean,
we
you stop
talk.
making it awkward.
Yeah. We
No
talk most of the
promises.
time online, and you come up now saying that it is awkward. Why? Because we're live. We just have, I don't know, what, maybe 300 people seeing us.
Uh, 300 people. Mm.
300 people and their cats and a lot of pressure.
What?
Actually, look, we had 4 people looking at us. Don't make this awkward,
4
man.
people.
It's
All
just
right.
you.
All right.
Actually,
Yo,
3 of those are us, and one is another guy. Maybe Kipo Nipo. Oh, Kira's here too.
Or Kira. Yeah,
uh,
Kira's here.
So
uh,
anyway,
Oh. Okay.
first of all, tomorrow is Veterans Day, so congratulations to everyone, to the veterans. Um,
Mhm.
and we will be here talking about MTG today. Um, my friend here have an extensive knowledge on that, so we will be here
yeah,
talking about that
Simango
today.
has a lot of knowledge.
And we will be here talking about Oversoul and
Yes.
a little bit about my game too. And
Yep.
some tournaments that are going to be happening in the next few days within the home TCG community. Is Kiro in the city?
It's Kiro,
Like the
like the
city.
city.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Cairo. Ah, okay. It's Cairo.
Yeah.
What what city named
Uh,
Cairo? I've never heard of a city named Cairo.
It's
Brussels.
Egypt.
Brussels. Oh,
Uh,
Egypt. Yeah, Cairo, the capital of Egypt, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
oh, I'm very uncultured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about to
I
say
know.
Brazil. I
Um,
mean, yeah.
all right, so I don't know. Who want to start first?
Well, try to have some manga explain how Oversoul works because I don't know how to play that.
All
Okay,
right.
well,
Then,
I,
yeah.
short answer, Duel Masters.
Damn,
Long
dude.
answer.
You kill yourself.
Should answer Dual Masters. All righty.
All right, let's play some Duel Masters.
All
Yes,
right, I guess.
with no shields. No, but the way Duel I'm ready to call it Duel Masters. Jesus. Um, so Oversoul, the way it kind of works. So first, it is inspired by Duel Masters. I would say that Duel Masters itself is the inspiration for the game. Like I'm really, I really love it. Um, but yeah, the sort of, I guess you could say, the core of it kind of is Duel Masters. But I try to change it in a way to I guess the way I could word it would be anime as fuck. Um, and by that I kind of take I was trying to take different things that I like from different other card games to put it in there. So it does uses Vanguard's card system, damage system, and along with uh, this sort of the soul mechanic. In my game, it's called absorb and release, and I'm trying to make the game kind of based around that itself. But yeah, it's very similar to Duel Masters in a way, but I'm also trying to make it its own different.
All right, all right.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you
Mhm.
cannot make an exact copy of it. First of all, because Duel Master died by that reason, so you will
Oh,
be like killing yourself. but
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Okay, when you create this game,
Mhm.
what drives you to make your game? What
I
makes you
would
creative?
I would say that the drive is really well. I just love creating in general. Ever since I was a child, all I wanted to do was just do anything that was really creative. I always used to draw a lot of manga and stuff like that. And as I get older, not only was it to create, but it was also to entertain people. So just people playing the game and finding joy in what it is that I make is enough to make me want to keep doing it.
All right, and I know your game has like a little bit of story. You have told me, something about about it. Um,
Hmm.
so to everyone here, what is your game about?
So Oversoul is how do I explain? So the whole idea is that the souls, the cards in the game, the creatures are called souls, and these souls come from a place called the Soul Realm, which is a place of myth and legends, but it also serves as our afterlife. So whenever we pass in the real world, we are reincarnated as these souls in the Soul Realm. It's a little bit loose, but it does allow me to really do whatever I want with it. One of the main sort of characters in the game at the moment is Belial, which is and so basically it's the devil of the game. Um, and so and that whole thing is just about him being released because there is a there's a Viking because it's people dying and reincarnated. There was a Viking who was really into battle and just loved war, um, and that just traveled the soul realm. And right now, the sort of story for the first set is him releasing because he wanted a good fight, which probably wasn't the best idea.
I'm sorry. I think you cut out.
I
I
think.
yeah. When you say that Belial was released. So can you come back to it? Because I think you cut
Okay.
out there.
All right. Sorry about that. So the story at the moment is that did you guys hear the part about the Viking?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he uh he traveled the Soul Realm battling any tough opponent, and when he heard about Belial, he went to see what that was all about, and he decided to release Belial because Belial was sealed away. He went to go release him, and that probably wasn't the greatest idea because now Belial is going around corrupting everything within the Soul Realm.
All right.
Okay.
You
So,
got.
are there any consequences of people dying in the soul realm?
I'm sorry.
Like, what happens if something dies in the soul realm?
Nothing really dies in the Soul Realm.
Okay, so what
Um,
happens?
Yeah.
Say what?
What happened?
I was wondering what happens like when something gets defeated to the blink of death.
Did Brinkley? Well, no, nothing really. I would say, um, because once you die, really, there's really nowhere else to go. I would say the best way to explain is the whole fainting in Pokemon. That's why your Pokemon never die; it just faints. Um, you
Okay.
are if you get beaten, you do get beaten bad, like being stomped out on the curb, but you do not die. With Belial, it's not that people are dying; it's that it's corrupting the souls and just creating madness within the soul realm.
Okay. When you say
Okay.
create corrupting the soul, you mean like they belong now to Belial?
Yes, in a way.
All right. Oh, makes sense.
So
Mhm.
I imagine he keeps on getting stronger and stronger the more people he corrupts.
Yeah.
Yes, and at the moment there is one playable version of Belial, but I do want to make a newer version probably in the next set because I wanted to carry over between the first set and and
Okay.
story will be explained more on that on the second set.
All right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
keep us in suspense.
Yeah,
You don't want us to know everything.
yeah, no, not every. Just know. By the also the Viking is his name is Little Fisk, the Spellbreaker, because he broke the spell that had Belial sealed
Belial, yeah.
away. Yeah.
But what was his name before he called the Spellbreaker?
Hmm.
Just
When he was a
Viking.
Viking?
Um, when he was a Viking, no, I tried to when because because I have it, some of the stuff written out, but I try not to go into depth. I try to be very vague of what the person used to be and try to focus more on what they're because they're just roaming around within the soul realm. Try to explain like what they're doing now and what they're like within the soul realm. So Lil Fisk is still
All right.
continuing the battling, but it's kind of like I guess a sort of a martial traveling fighter, martial artist type thing. Meets different opponents and learn new things, type of thing, and that's what Little
Mhm.
Fisk is at the moment.
All right. Um. So you already
Okay.
tell us, what you already make different in your game to other games, which is the absorb and
Absorb and
release.
release.
Now,
Yes.
Absolutely.
can you explain, maybe in detail what does this ability or this mechanic does?
So what absorb and releasing is so absorb is when you take a card, whether it be from the soul gauge, the deck, or graveyard or hand, and you place it uh, underneath a card, and the space underneath the card is called the chain. And releasing is when you take a card underneath said card from its chain and send it to the graveyard, and that's sort of and like in other games, instead of tapping your resources, you use the chain as the cost,
All right.
and abilities uh, work off of what is in the chain or how much cards are in the chain or something like that.
All right. So
Okay,
you are
okay.
right now you're bringing um the chain, like you say, is like something. It's the mechanic you wanna make your game around.
Yes, I
Um,
want to base it around that.
yeah. Do you bring anything new other than that? Like, I know that mechanics is something you don't see on on many other games. So is there any other
Yeah.
mechanic that is new?
Um, I'm not sure if you would call it new, but I do use a similar mechanic as yours, where with your damage zone, where the damage zone can be used as a resource, but except the cards in the damage zone can only be used as sort of, I guess you could say, colorless if you're familiar with Magic.
All right.
So let's say you want to play a red creature, you could and you didn't have enough cards in your resource, you could use the damage zone, but you can't use it alone to summon the red creature.
All right. So basically, you need a red resource on your
The
Hmm.
order
soul
research
gauge,
and
and then you can
Yes,
use the rest from your damage zone.
yes.
All right.
And by the way, yeah, the resource in my game is called Soul Gauge.
All right.
okay.
Um.
Hmm.
Um.
There are other uh another mechanic that I want to throw in, but I don't think at the moment it's a good time to do so. I think people should just get familiar with the game, and I might introduce this newer mechanic in the next set.
All right. Yeah, it makes sense. You don't
Okay.
want to make the game too complicated for
Yeah, too
people.
complicated
Yeah,
at the get go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Scare the kids away.
Can't
Now,
stand the heat. Get out the kitchen.
Yeah.
do you have
I mean,
like
that's why they have.
other games you follow that you like, or not? They don't have to be from the home TCG community, but they, like what
Okay, the
kind of
commercial
games
Um,
you like of
well,
card games, just in case.
I am very on and off with Yu-Gi-Oh. I really do love Yu-Gi-Oh. Really, you can do whatever you want in it. But of course, you guys know how Konami is with the game.
Yeah.
It's very, yeah. But other than that, I try to keep up with Duel Masters. I still do. I really do love the game. But it being in Japanese, it's a little hard for me. But yeah, I would say that's about it. As for HTCG, Cards at Home.
Yes.
Yeah, I try to follow his stuff a lot because he's actually one of the most people in the HTCG, they look towards Sack from the Chaos Galaxy. My inspiration was Cards at Home. Yeah. So yeah, I try to because he's still doing stuff. He's still working on the game.
Yeah.
Um,
The Garden of Home is the one for Resolution Breakers, I think it is.
yeah, yeah. Resolution Breakers.
All right. Uh, all right. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Now,
While you do that, I'm just
um,
gonna take over the whole show.
yeah, I mean, you could talk. You're just a guest. Um, so and do you have any game in general? Like it doesn't matter if it has to, if it is something new or old or something that is published or from the home ATCU community. But do you have something that you
Mm,
used to follow and not follow anymore, or something that, let's say, you hate, like a game? I'm talking about a game that
I
you
hate
simply
buddy
don't.
fight
You hate
with a
buddy.
passion. I hate buddy fight with a passion. First, the name. What kind of name is Future Card Buddy Fight? I mean, seriously, seriously.
Why?
Like, dude,
It's just a
I
name.
don't. It makes it's so stupid. Like, you can't fight without your buddy. That's legit what comes to mind whenever I hear it, and it annoys me. The game. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with the game. I think it's very simple. I'm surprised that it's even more simpler than Pokemon. Uh, but really, it's more of the name,
The
and also
mechanics.
over time, the power creep for the game was so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. It's just in case, don't compare it to Pokemon. The mechanics are totally different.
I mean, yes, but like I when because before Buddy Fight, it was like the easiest card game to learn, in my opinion, was Pokemon.
Things are really
So
crazy.
I didn't think that that was possible to make something even easier than Pokemon.
Yeah,
I guess.
Pokemon's pretty simple. Yeah, you already
I
have
Yeah,
the
mean, they just
solution. You just put
the game
leaves.
just wants
Huh?
the game just wants to be your buddy.
I don't want a buddy. I'm a lone wolf.
He wants to be your
I'm that.
buddy,
I'm the
help you
kid that sits
card
alone at the
fight.
party.
Yeah, you
Help you
should not
card
play
fight.
buddy fight. He's the buddy that's trying to pick a fight with you.
Oh, no.
Now, uh, do you have a new card game, or a card game in general, something that is coming up or that it already exists that you haven't, like, pay enough attention, or you think it is something that many people will be talking about in the future that you will like to follow?
Hmm. I don't. I wouldn't say really that a lot of people will talk about it in the future, but I am very interested in the Exodus card game.
All right. Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Um,
there is
say what?
people talking about this game.
I mean, not as much. It's
No, I mean,
unless you're specifically looking for it.
yes, I
Not
understand. It
that
is
much.
like when this first came out, people were talking about the game in a different way.
Mm.
It's like, okay, this game is a little bit sexist because most of the characters are women.
Well, gender
Wait,
And
are
equality,
they
bro.
really? Whenever I see Exodus, all I see are shroom
and Lysis?
in Exodus.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Wait, what
Um,
were you talking about?
no, I thought we were talking about X Z.
Oh, Wixis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Well, that was one game I actually wanted to try. It looked very interesting, but I just could never really find anyone to really teach me.
yeah, that
Um,
is mostly Japanese translations, so yeah, it is
yeah,
very hard to get into.
Or you
yeah.
can just learn Japanese.
I mean,
Yeah, which is hard.
I can barely learn Spanish.
I mean, I am El Sorio.
All I know in Spanish is "Pero mija, ¿por qué tú hiciste eso?" And that's it.
He's lying.
I can tell you a lie because your accent's perfect.
Yeah.
And
Now,
your name is in Spanish too, so
oh
you've been
yeah.
tricking me, sir.
Let's do the whole thing in Spanish and try to see if I can figure it out.
I mean, we don't want to. We don't want to alienate our audience.
Yeah.
They can learn with me.
Don't-
But
All
go
right,
ahead, I'm
Astrom
sorry.
Cross. Astrom Cross teaching Spanish too. How to play or como jugar a cargo game.
Sounds half Spanish, half Japanese.
Oh god.
I
No.
mean, I'm pretty sure that you cannot read Japanese as you write it. I can tell you that.
Well, right now everyone in Japan just speak English, bad English, but English.
That's because
English.
English is like the main language, like the world language now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you either know English or you know the native thing, native tongue. So yes,
All right. So, what kind? What do you look when you look on a TCG? What is the first thing that that you are looking for
that
in a
draws
TCG?
you into it.
The what?
Um.
Oh yeah,
The person that draws you into it.
yeah, yes.
To be honest, art,
Art.
and I think that's really for anyone. The first thing that really catches your eyes is the art. But other than that, I try to see if it's something that uh, how do I say something that's a bit flashy, I guess you could say. Not only like in the way it looks like with art and the template and everything, but also with the gameplay. Because I like I like stuff being very flashy and I guess anime as fuck.
All right. So you're looking for an
It's
anime
understandable.
TCG.
I guess yeah.
All right. I mean, you had
You just,
Dragon
you
Ball.
just,
It's flashy.
Zero.
Too flashy.
Actually, Dragon Ball is not that flashy.
Well,
At least
no,
not the
you see
card
those
game.
cards with all the lightning in the card.
I don't
Oh yeah,
even like dude.
the card looks flashy,
Yeah,
but the
that's what
game's
I
not that
mean.
flashy.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but he said the
No.
game had to be flashy.
Yeah,
I
like the gameplay.
Like he said, the art's a part of it, but if the game's not flashy, then he's not really that interested.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball's like
Like
methodical. It's like weird.
I guess the best way to explain it is if you're familiar with Vanguard, I play Gold Paladins. And that's very flashy, doing a lot of stupid things in one turn.
oh,
That type of
you
stuff.
like combo games, where you can
Yeah,
do
very
all kinds
combo.
of combos. Okay.
I'm very surprised I got into Force of Will because that's one game I used to be really into. Really, it was more of the art, and also I got in around where they were on their fairy tale set, and I really love stuff that they do stuff like that. Aesthetic is another thing. If you have like a really cool kind of aesthetic, so like for Force of Will around that time, it was the whole fairy tale thing. Um, for some games, if it has something that's like how do I say
Like dragons.
super like
Everybody like
You're like
supernatural paranormal
you're like a
or
world builder where
I
yeah.
guess yeah.
the also I mean I believe Innistrad from Magic was based on H.P. Lovecraft's art. It's like a horror set.
Yeah, I actually that's really the only time I ever really pay attention to Magic is when they do
Yeah, that's
stuff
like
with
that was the set that a lot of people got into Magic. Like those people
yeah,
that play
yeah.
nowadays was Innistrad. They just saw Liliana and the Eldrazi and all this stuff, and saw H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
Mhm. Like really I only ever get in like because I play Magic not often, very rare, but when I do and I choose to buy cards for Magic, it's when they do that stuff. Like when the last Eldrazi thing they did, I made sure I bought all of that.
Oh, Battle for Zendikar, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I love Eldrazi.
yeah,
Yeah,
I like my
I
Zendikar is
bought up.
pretty
tentacles.
good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Take
Emrakul, the
that.
tentacle lady.
Take this however you will, but I love me some tentacles.
Somebody
All right.
Take a snap of that comment.
Yeah.
Say Mango likes his tentacles.
I love my tentacles. Ara.
Sugoi tentacles for
Yeah.
manga.
Now we know. Now we know.
Yeah, we know what the manga's into. Don't send him octopuses though.
I'm still
We
a
don't like
Chad.
that.
I'm still a Chad.
Yeah.
So
He-
yeah, he's the kind of
Um.
guy. He's the kind of guy who got turned on by Lovecraft.
Yes.
He's the kind of old crab
Um.
guy, I
I,
guess. I mean, he likes tentacles.
Yeah.
an, another thing.
Oh,
When it comes to game.
Oh,
When it
oh,
comes to.
I thought there
I
was
just
more
want to say
about
this
magic.
about gameplay real quick. I just want to say this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is off topic or whatever, but with Magic, because I I I have a love and hate relationship with Magic. I
We all
like
do.
the way it plays, but I also hate the mana screw and mana flooding type thing. I think that
see,
the basic version of the game is very boring, but I'm more interested in like the other formats. Like specifically, my favorite one is Oathbreaker,
it's
the
like
Oathbreaker format.
you weren't born at the right time because like Magic had a switchover where the creatures are stronger than the spells, so then it turns into like who has the creatures, so there's not a lot of
Oh,
combo things.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, but back in the day, it was all combo friendly. Like you would have these flashy turns where you would just stare at the person and he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I must have this. I'm not producing infinite mana. I'm not
That
proceed to draw
sounds
my whole deck. I'm gonna throw the deck at your face, and I'm gonna laugh. You're picking my cards
yeah.
up." I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I
and I
remember
only
those
dealt
days.
one damage.
Turn to OTK.
Yeah,
You had
he
turn
had turn
two.
twos. He had turn ones too.
Yeah,
You have a turn zero.
yeah, but you we're going back.
So go way back, but that's like a magic turn zero kill.
Yeah.
What is
Oh,
what let me ask you a question. What is Power 9 in
the power
Magic?
nine.
I people
When
compare certain
the
cards in my game to Power 9.
well, the first magic set called Alpha, and then the second set called Beta, whatever. Well,
Mhm.
they weren't really um balanced, to say the least. So they had
Mhm.
certain mechanics that they didn't think they're gonna be that overpowered.
Just like
So they
Yu-Gi-Oh.
had this they had this cycle effects that did three of them. So they had a 6 card cycle, one for each color and one colorless, that would give you three of something.
Mm.
And they kind of focused on what the color was supposed to do best. So
Yeah.
the white card would give you 3 life, which back then you would think, oh, life is important because it's your resource not to die. So, high standard. Red one would deal 3 damage. You're like,
Uh-huh.
3 damage, whatever. Black one gives you 3 mana for just one turn, which is Black's whole promise of power. Like, I'll get all this power, but just for one shot. I
Mm.
believe the green one made the creature stronger. It gave it +6/+3. And then the blue
Mhm.
one, because blue's ability was to draw cards, would let you draw 3 cards.
Which is banned right away.
Which
Oh
is like
God.
when you look at the cycle, you're like, oh shit, the blue one lets me draw 3 cards for 1 blue mana. You broke something because the other 4 cards are trash.
Yeah,
And then the artifact one's the Black Lotus, which you sacrifice to give you 3 mana of any color for
That's
zero
dope.
mana.
which is broken because you
For
still.
0 mana,
Yes.
So you play for 0, you sacrifice it,
I'm
and
adding that to my game. Hold on. Let me type this.
but yeah, like the Power Nine is just like 9 cards that came out in all beta, revised, and
Mhm.
unlimited that
Yeah,
were
That
just
were
way
broken
too
as fuck.
busted.
they
Like
were
Oh my
way
Ancestral
God.
too
Recalls,
powerful.
yeah, like the Ancestral Recalls, the blue spell that draws you 3 for 1 blue. So that's obviously part of the Power Nine. The Black Lotus is part of the Power Nine. Then you have Time Walk, which gives you an extra turn for 1 blue and one colorless.
Mhm.
Then you have Time Twister, which for 2 colorless and 1 blue, you
Mhm.
shuffle your graveyard, your hand into your deck, and you draw 7 cards.
Yeah.
So you play all your stuff, you play that for 3, and you draw 7 cards out of nowhere.
Jesus.
And then there were these Moxes that they were not lands, they were artifacts that were 0 mana, but you can use
Um.
them to tap to give you mana.
Yeah.
So then you could see, since Magic had that only one land per turn rule,
Mhm.
the Moxes will let you break that rule because you can play multiple Moxes on turn 1 and
Mhm.
have like 6 mana, 4 mana.
Jesus,
And
that's something. Oh God.
yeah, like
Uh,
back like that's why that's how like back in the day like there were decks that because the big strongest creature was the Sarah Angel and Shivan Dragon. It's like 5 mana and 6 mana. But you could like turn 1 on a land, 4 Moxes, Sarah Angel, go. And they have 5 turns to deal with that or die.
Yeah.
And there was like not that much removal either. Like the best removal was the lightning bolt that dealt damage to a creature, and the angel had 4 tokens.
Yeah, you only deal 3.
So you needed 2 of those to just kill the angel. So it was like
Jesus
it was like
Christ.
yeah, it was out of control. It was crazy. So those 9 cards
So it
got
was
banned.
Sato Kaiba, the card game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, gotta remember like that's the crazy thing. It's like yeah, we're talking about like how card game creators nowadays like we all and eventually when I finish part of my card game myself as well. But how we try to balance the game and make sure that those things don't happen.
Yeah.
Like every time you play test something, you find this is insanely powerful. I just tone it down. Let's take it a step back.
I mean,
Back when the game,
let's be real, Maybe you can add one of those powerful cards in a
well,
set,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but you can also think about it. Like it was the first card game, like their first little card game.
Yeah.
So they didn't know really what they were doing. They're just
No, they
I
didn't.
don't think drawing 3 cards is stronger than gaining 3 life. But then you think about resource managing, and exchanging 1 for 3 is better than gaining 3 life,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. So eventually they caught onto it. Like okay, this is too strong. Gotta limit it. Okay, taking
Mhm.
extra turns is too strong. We cannot do this too much. Giving people free mana, it's too much. We cannot do that no more either. And even to
I
this
like my
day,
free mana.
what was that?
I like my free mana. That's why I always play green.
I don't know, yeah, but it's different. Like another card that kind of like you play green, so you know what rampart growth
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
right? One
Mhm.
green, one colorless. You look for a land.
Yeah.
Like, so what if I tell you that the black counterpart for that card it's Diabolic Tutor?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one black and one colorless, and you look for any card and put it on your hand.
It is the same
One
thing.
black and one blue.
There's
Yeah.
one for
I
sorceries,
thought
which is
Diabolic
red.
Tutor was a
Oh,
three
I'm
cost.
sorry, wrong name. Demonic Tutor.
Yeah, demonic tutor.
Oh.
I forgot that they had to change the names because of the whole scandal about being satanic and whatnot. But yeah, demonic tutor. I also
Hmm.
hope that the picture's like a demon with a black Bible on his hand.
That sounds metal as fuck.
Oh no, the card looks
No,
metal. Me and Kai, like, a couple of, I think the second podcast we did, we were commenting about art
Yeah.
and how Madam still and that they changed all this magic to appease like
mhm.
a bigger crowd. And I just like the
Yeah.
occult stuff
Yeah.
is okay. I mean, some of it is distasteful, like the KKK card, but
The
some of the other stuff
KKK
is
card.
yeah, that's kind of distasteful. Yeah, I
I
understand.
think. Oh my god, it would have been better if they made it white. Honestly, like if you're gonna go for a
That's
reference
the
such as
joke.
that, you have to go all the way.
Yeah, that was the joke when the card got printed and subsequently banned. It was like, oh, this card was supposed to be white.
Yeah.
The oh my.
It should have been.
I'm
It would have been funny. Why? And then you have like a creature card called Cleanser.
I'm sorry. What?
Did you have like a white card that's called Clan Member, and he searches for other clan members?
I'm sorry. Wait, is this a real thing? Hold on.
No, 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 not the clan
Oh,
member.
I'm
Because
about to
this
search it up.
guy is like, you're saying like they should have just gone to full blown at like 9 yards. Like, all right, we got the KKK enchantment. Might as well make the creatures. They search for other white creatures. They exile black creatures and red creatures. Don't ask us why.
Call it
They're
cold
neutral
hits
with blue
blood.
ones. I don't know.
I
But
am
like,
looking at the demonic tutor. It looks like he's getting ready to write some names in the deck.
yeah, it was a weird time. Like, cause Magic didn't have the lore. Like again, like for your game, since you told us like a little story snippet of how all the mechanics come into being with the story, and same with Astrom Cross. Like there's a lot of story elements involved in the card game and in the mechanics the creatures possess.
But Astrom is confusing. It's
Why?
How
confusing
so?
to me. I'm slow, okay? It's confusing. I'm small, bro.
It's
What's confusing? The story or the game?
The dimension, the whole dimension thing you explained to me.
Ah,
I
okay.
was
That
listening, but it went over my head.
yeah, I got it. I know you're slow.
I mean, at the same time, you don't have the whole you don't have the whole story yet. So yeah, some things are gonna fly over.
I know, but it's something simple.
It's a
You got a dimension
Yeah,
of
yeah,
gods, and then you got this gate that opens the dimensions to everywhere else. So you know,
yeah.
I mean, it's just I mean, I'm not saying some people won't because that's the same thing as the blind eternities. Like nobody knows what the blind eternities are.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
Are,
but yeah.
are we gonna get a Cthulhu reference as one of the ancients? You
the
know,
what?
some
Uh,
Azathoth.
I
You
think
know,
I
Cthulhu.
thought Nino Kronix was already a Cthulhu reference.
Say what?
I thought Nino Kronix was a Cthulhu reference already.
Mm,
Did he make a
yes
Cthulhu
and
reference?
no.
I mean,
Are you talking about
he looks like it's
the spider-looking
yeah,
one?
Yeah. No.
yeah,
That's
that would
Raxaforg.
that's not
He's
Raxaforg,
talking
yeah.
about the ancient that it comes up from
I'm talking about
on
the
an
nature
egg,
of yeah.
and then he evolves on a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the egg that becomes Nino Kronix, the Ancient of Shadows of
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that thing I thought that thing was like half horror aberration slash half alien from aliens.
Xenomorph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them
Xenomorph.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like a combination of like an eldritch aberration and that because it kind
Um.
of it has a feeling to him.
And I kind of want to say one thing. This I feel like that there's no reason in bringing it up now, but when you guys were talking about the Yu Yu Hakusho card, there was a guy sitting on a rock. That dude was getting that rock up the ass. Okay,
You see.
it was getting up
See,
the ass. And
but
Astro, you can't laugh because you have a
you
gay
two
card. Move.
you two are not anime fans, sir. You can literally see the energy like a whole inch over the
I
rock.
mean,
Like I mean, I'll give you the whole forming bonds
you got
homosexuality
some energy. I'm
on
telling you
Kai's
that right
card.
now.
I mean,
Oh yeah, the
he was not
bromance.
piped into it. I
It's
mean, I'll
not.
give you the Kai card, the forming bonds, pretty gay.
Oh really?
Listen, Kai's card is
And
not gay. It's called bromance.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
okay, that's what
bromance,
I said the
bro.
first time. But then just think about this. What's the mana symbol on the card?
Yo, it's a
So that's
multicolored
it. Hey,
symbol.
what's the mana? And what is that? Is it a rainbow?
No,
Yeah,
No,
it's a rainbow. So there you
no, it's
go.
not.
Extra
See,
homosexual.
see,
Nothing wrong with homosexuality. We appreciate it.
that is
LGBT community.
the secret symbol for Tiger Dragon Academy thingy. So like, you know, you're
Yeah,
an outsider, so you wouldn't
tiger's
know about that. You
the
know,
tiger soul secret technique. Wear no pants, no
yes.
jutsu.
When it's no jeans.
I
All right.
I have enough hair to cover the genital.
Yeah, dude. Okay, that's enough.
Just imagine all the TD guys walking around. Hey, what's up, Shad? Oh, nothing much, Tiger Tail. Oh, I see you got no pants today. You know, enough hair to cover the butt.
Yeah.
Really?
Just saying.
I hope they don't get cold.
It's
Just saying.
when it's winter time, he wears extra pants.
Okay, this is bad.
Where's this going again?
Ah,
No, I
I
don't know
told
where
you
this. This is
this
way out of
stream was gonna go
trails.
sideways.
Yeah.
again, I was saying the guy was not. I thought you all watched Juju Hakusho. I mean,
I
it
did.
was just.
I
I
did,
thought
but
you all
it
did,
look,
but you all didn't.
but why do they have to put that part of the anime in a card game? It's like
All right,
there's no need for that one.
To be fair, dude, I was
there's
like really, really young like 5, 6 years old when that was a thing, and all I remember was what's his name, the pompadour guy with the orange hair. He was small, and he was getting stripped by a very large, creepy, elder looking woman that looks like a short old man. That's all I remember, really. There was like a caterpillar that crawled over his leg. I don't remember. It was
Wait,
some weird like that.
are you sure you said wasn't that the
Yeah, it
blue
was Yu
girl?
Yu Hakusho.
No,
What's his
I
name?
think that's the blue girl.
Yeah, I'm not Juju Hakusho, sir. I don't remember any caterpillar going inside
No, 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 no.
something.
Yeah.
What's the dude's name? Like Spirit Sword. What's his name?
What?
Quabara.
Huh?
Quabara.
Yeah,
The
it
guy
was
that has
him,
the
and
spirits in there.
something
Okay.
happened to where he got shrunken,
Okay. I
and
mean, this might have happened. This might not happen. I don't remember.
are you sure?
Yeah,
All
I
all
don't.
I'm saying
I
is,
don't know.
I was really little when that was a thing, and that was
all
like
I'm saying, you're
weird.
complaining about the dude sitting on the rock, but nobody complained when Naruto did it for his senjutsu training.
Because that was training. That's what
Oh,
real men do.
No, no,
uh,
That's
he
no.
what
was
real
That
men do.
this is
actually
Real
different.
men,
This is
listen.
Naruto
Real
did get
men
spiked on the
go
ass
around
too.
with furries and sit on rocks. Okay,
Yeah, but he had no fairies. He had two frogs. They didn't even have hair.
yeah, but it
they
doesn't
were
matter.
furry
They
toads.
didn't put that part on the card.
Naruto got stabbed on the ass on the anime.
He did.
He literally got stabbed on the ass. Like he
Can we
did
not
get
even?
spiked.
Wait. Can we like just take it back a second? Think about how Naruto had to go sexy jutsu for an old man so that he could get trained.
Oh yeah, I mean that's but GR is a pervert, so that's a given.
Like, would I?
I
Does that not
never
worry
been
anybody? You have this old man
no,
who only trained this little boy if he transformed into a girl. What is he going to do with that girl? No one asks these questions. Chris Hansen's going to come around. Hello, sir. This is Dateline Television or whatever.
FBI open up here. All I'm
Okay.
saying is, like, not only pointing out Jiraiya as a teacher who's a pervert, he also had Kakashi as a teacher. He's a pervert.
He reads porn in front of those kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like Naruto had like a bad childhood. He was abused. Probably. Like
He got
like
fingered.
Kishimoto, we need Naruto the dark chapters. We need to see what happened to him as he was growing up. Because I feel sorry for him, man.
I bet that's like some sort of fan fiction that's out right now.
Yeah, Naruto the black chapter.
I'm
NSF.
gonna, I'm gonna look this up. When I find it,
Considering
I'll send it to you guys.
yeah, I need that link for research purposes.
I bet.
Really?
Hey,
Hold on.
hey, you never know, bro.
Xhamster.com. Let me see.
Hey, hey, yo, whoa.
What? I didn't do anything.
Why
What?
didn't you just put it on the screen?
Oh, you said
Huh?
Hamtaro the hamster? Yeah, yeah. I
Cool.
watched
I
that
remember
show.
Hamtaro.
Yeah, it's Ham, friends.
I remember
Ham.
Hamtaro. Yeah, I was 4 years old.
Oh, you're
Oh
4 years
yeah,
old.
I was 4 years old, and I remember Hamtaro.
I mean it's Hamtaro time, bro. Cushy, 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 whatever the hell the part of the song is. That was
Well,
like my little sister's favorite when she was like 2.
hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
All right, fine.
Oh,
You
yeah.
caught it there,
What's
so
the
I couldn't hear what you say.
me or him?
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes.
Yes. Ada.
Yes. So don't worry, Kai. Ora ora.
Don't worry,
All you
Kai-chan.
have. Yeah, don't worry. We got Sawarudo.
Yo, I'm worried about you guys.
Sawarudo. Ora ora. Sorry.
Oh
That's
my
what happens when you get
god.
like more in that shit.
Whatever.
Nani? That's what you get when you like anime freaks in your card show, sir.
Right.
That's what you get. You're not a real anime fan.
Yeah, like I
You're a
said.
po-
I
Nah,
you're a poser.
Poser. I told
You
you,
like the,
dude. I told you. I can't bring Mango
the
anymore here. Listen, I told you that this stream was gonna go sideways. Look, look, look,
I mean, it's
look.
not
The first thing I
sideways yet.
hear, the first thing I hear, I think Caroline should be banned because she's not thick enough. This was your choice.
No, I mean Caroline is good. You know, it's just Moss who don't want it there.
Maz is a prune. That's what Maz is.
Is that me?
Huh?
What does that mean? Oh, no, it's not me.
Okay. Well, anyway, well, that is Mango going back to the theme.
All right. Did you just call me Mangogo?
I say Mango going back to the theme.
Oh, okay, okay.
And just in case, I mean, I don't know the details of it, but I know you have some tournament coming up. Um, do you want to, say anything about it? You want to talk about it? This is your
Uh,
chance.
yes. The tournament. What just happened? Okay. Anyways, let me.
Yo, it happens that I have to go back on the team because I have 2 hours to do this, and I don't have 2 hours to talk about anime.
Okay.
Well, let's
Let's
get
get
stuff on track.
professional. Let's get
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah. So, well, Kai, what is the next subject at hand?
The tournament thing that he asked me about.
Oh yeah. So
So my I'm having the sort of tournament for Oversoul on November 23rd around 1 p.m. So it's a Saturday. Um, and the and we're having signups until I want to say I can't remember the day. Jesus, the Thursday
is
before
it
the tournament. I am very unprepared for this. I
okay?
am so sorry. Um, but for more information for anybody that's really interested, go you can go to Oversoul TCG. That's the YouTube channel, and there's a video that talks more about it. But the prizes that I have so far, I can't really do much with it. But at the moment, the prizes are all participants get a special role. Top three gets to design a card and gets a special top three role, and the for the Discord, by the way, and the first place winner gets all everything that I just mentioned. They also get a free pack when the set releases, the first set releases.
All right, and when you say create a card, like
They get to
create
design the
any
card.
card.
It has to be
Would you?
balanced. I'm going to work with you, so that it is balanced.
Ah,
That's not a price at all.
yeah.
I don't want
I
people
need a
going
price.
in. I don't want people going
I need
in with a level 0 card, summoning it and saying I win.
That's a
I need to
tough
design
card.
my Oversoul Lotus.
You're over who?
Oversoul Lotus.
Oh god, no.
Zero
I
mana
have
element.
I have a pot of greed in my game. I mean, pots of the whole pot archetype from Yu-Gi-Oh is in my game. They're just fruits.
Oh yeah,
So
he has a one cost, which just in case it doesn't cost anything because it works as in my game. Just the level. So he have a
Okay.
4 cost. Once you are on turn 4, you can play it for free. You can have
Okay.
4 copies of that card, and you draw two
Okay.
cards automatically.
Okay. Also not that
yeah.
bad.
To be
Sounds
fair,
It's
okay.
for
totally
how the
free.
game kind of to be fair, for how the game kind of works in all the other cards, I mean, it's good. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. But most for me, I run it as a 2 of. It's not as important as you think
I
it.
was like, it doesn't sound as backbreaking. I mean, yeah, draw 2 cards, but you have to wait
Yeah,
till turn 4. If you have 3 of them stuck on your hand, you can get killed on turn 3.
yeah. Well, in my game, hand size is very important. Things in my game is that when you take damage, you can reduce the damage by discarding cards. So for example, you know how in Bushiro critical that's in my game. So, in my game, it's called hits. So, depending on how many hits the soul has, it determines how much damage you take. And you can choose to either,
Okay.
let's, for example, if you attack me with 2 hits, I can choose to discard 2 cards to reduce all of the damage and make it so that you always have
A good amount of
somewhat of a
cards in
healthy
hand.
hand. Yeah. So
That is
when I was trying to learn Astrom Cross, I got annoyed because I couldn't discard cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought are you doing it like what's the game? Like Keyforge, where you use like your hand always stays at one particular number.
I've never played Keyforge.
Like you can play as many cards as you have as long as you pick like a clan or something. And then you have 5 cards in the starting hand, and you say you play all 5 of them. At the end of the turn, you drop to 5 again.
No, that's not a thing. It's just every element has some form of draw power. Um, yes, okay. Well, not true, not true. Uh, fire has draw
I'm
power.
just wondering because
Where for where because fire in my game is whenever souls reach a certain amount of power, then an ability will activate, and some of them have draw power from that. Nature doesn't really have draw power, but it does have mana ramp, and you can return the cards from your soul gauge to your hand. I would say it's probably the most consistent thing, but I'm trying to buff. Well, really, I want to buff everything and kind of just leave nature limp, so to sort of balance it out.
So
Water is
just to make
okay.
nature a crappy mechanic and make everything else strong one because he don't play
yes.
nature. But anyway, keep
I
going.
play nature. Dude. Okay.
I mean,
Water
it's okay.
is self mill and then getting cards from the graveyard back to your hand or onto the field. So it's a little different because it's fo- I'm trying to make it focus around the graveyard. Um, light light has uh it has draw power, but it's kind of like you have to wait for it. Like one of the cards is you place it not in you place the card down the spell, and then 2 turns after activating it, you have to destroy it. And when it's destroyed, you can draw 2 cards, and that's how light kind of works right now. And darkness doesn't have any type of draw power, but it does have a lot of discarding and just preventing you from drawing.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how that kind of works.
Like the lightweight of drawing cards reminded me of I forgot that stupid mobile game.
I'm sorry.
Shadowverse?
Oh yeah, Astrom gave me the idea to do somewhat similar to that.
Yeah,
Um,
like I guess as soon as you mentioned the card you saved me, it's a Shadowverse card that does the exact thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like four
Wait, is
costs, wait
there?
2 turns, sacrifice it.
Mm, yeah. Because when I couldn't figure out what to do with light, one of the suggestions that Kai gave me was because I wanted them to be based around spells. And
Yeah.
another thing, my spells kind of work like Kai's game, where you can only they're free and you can play up to 5 of them, and they stay there, and then at the end of the turn they go away. Um,
Okay.
why did you copy my game, Kai?
huh, dude,
What a
dude.
lack of imagination.
My game was built 10 years ago. So
My
I mean,
game was
I
let's
do
built
hear
remember
two
that.
when
years
was
ago.
yours built.
Technically, two
Yeah,
years ago, and it was inspired by Bloodborne and Marvel vs. Capcom.
And that went away.
oh snap.
Yeah.
and and
I
now it's
mean,
about
Marvel's still going
so
strong.
Now it's Duel Masters. Yeah, yeah.
I get, I get. I mean, I still remember when Astrom Cross was so different to what it is right now.
yeah.
And like it was extremely complicated. You sat down to explain one card to be like, and what is this? Oh, this is a like energy counter. what's this? Oh, this is a damage count. Oh, and what is this? Oh, you need to pay this energy with this for this effect. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it
what are
was
those? Oh, those are the location.
very difficult.
How many decks do you have? You have like 17 decks to play. Like, oh,
Now he's exaggerating.
Yeah, there. You have the main
yeah, and
deck,
then
the extra deck, the extra deck, the extra main
you
extra
got the
deck.
main deck. You got the deck's main deck. Then you have the deck's main deck for the main deck. Then you have the side deck. Then you have the other side deck. Then you have the
The
other
others,
side deck. Then you have the top deck, the bottom deck.
the an-
Then you
All
have the
right.
the
pocket.
ancient deck,
Wait, what's
the
the
ancient
pocket deck?
side deck.
The pocket. The pocket deck's really important. That's what your ancient hides before it comes time to play. It's like, what's the ancients on my pocket? Yes, because you control him. Like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. And then you have your wallet deck. What's the wallet deck? You got to pay your ancient to come out, so you got to get real money to pay him. Oh, okay. So yeah, turn one, I pull my wallet out, take a 20, and Nino Krunus will come out. No, it doesn't work like that. You need locations first. Oh, so how you play those? Oh, you go to the other. Which one of the other decks? The other deck. The other deck? No, the other deck. I'm so confused now. And
Dude,
that's
are
how it
you done?
ended up being the game that we have nowadays.
Once you deplete this life points, you have to deplete the other.
Yeah,
Is
once
that
you
how it works?
finish the game, you start the second game. The second game, yeah, because like every time you win a game, they lose one life. Oh,
Really? Are you done? This podcast has
I did.
become a joke.
Well, you invited me.
Yeah, why do I invite Mango?
You've
Well,
seen the other podcast. You know how I am.
okay.
Blame yourself.
no, no,
I mean,
I am blaming myself.
I'm just rolling with the El Mango.
Yeah.
He's the
And look at
guest,
my
and you know
name.
how they
My
say,
name is Sin Mango. What do you
El
expect?
guest is the guest is always right. It's like the customers at a fast food place. Can't complain with them. You gotta join them.
But where were we going again? What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
I don't even know
We
now.
were just making fun of Astrom Crux. Okay,
Oh,
it lost the thing we were
oh
talking about.
yeah, yeah. The light thing. Yeah, he suggested
Oh yeah,
to
yeah. It's
try.
like
I did try to make the light element somewhat similar to Havencraft and um, I
yeah, in
forgot the
Shadow.
game. Shadowverse. Yes. Which I think I'm going to do, but it's
I don't know.
going
It's a
to try to make it more mana ramp, not mana ramp, but like how I explained the sort of absorbing thing. It ramps up chain, and there's a lot of chain ramping in light.
that's what I was wondering. If, like for example, that enchantment after you wait 2 turns and you draw a card. I mean, you can probably make one that instead of going to the graveyard, it goes into some like it charges into the chain of some other if they
Yeah, there are
share the
some.
element or whatnot.
Yeah, there's some cards that do that when they're at the end of the 2 turns. They destroy. There's one that's it takes three turns, and then you destroy it, and then you can add it to any card's chain. There's another card that
Yeah,
it's a negate card. You play no not negate. I'm sorry. It's a destruction card. You destroy any spell your opponent controls, and then since things go away at the end of the turn, but when it goes away, that doesn't count as being destroyed. Spell has a lot of
yeah.
light has a lot of cards that destroy your own spells. So you could kind of so that card, what it does is when it's destroyed, you can add it to a chain. You would have to kind of combo off of that just with the other cards to destroy it. So that's
Yeah, that
how
makes
light
sense.
kind of. Um, there's another type of spell in the game called blessings, and they're basically like enchantments. So instead of going away at the end of turn, they stay there until they are destroyed or removed by something.
Okay, yeah, kind of like the items like on Kai's game.
Kai, stop stealing my game. Get out. This is my podcast now.
Oh shit! Let's Astrom Cross to Oversoul Cross.
Yeah, soon
Cross souls.
we're gonna make
Yeah, Cross.
yeah, it's gonna be called Cross, and that's it. Oversoul
Me and
Cross.
Kai are gonna me and Kai are gonna make a game where there's
AOX.
two different factions, dragons and women, and we're gonna call it waifu and dragon.
Actually, I think that's a thing.
Waifus and dragons.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that's a thing.
that's puzzle and dragon.
I mean, I don't think that's in dragons. It's not right.
Dragon and puzzle. I forgot what's.
And,
Kai regrets
okay.
everything.
Anyway, I have to stop
Next
this
subject at
here.
hand.
Yeah, because we have to move to the Magic the Gathering team because I have people from Magic the Gathering who I'm pretty sure they
Uh,
want to hear about their game and not this pretty crappy thing we're talking about.
so more about
I mean,
oversight. No, go on. I'm sorry.
okay. Okay, Kai, go on.
Now
Speak about
it's your
magic.
turn.
It's my turn. I already spoke. I was speaking to Mango.
Now it's your turn to explain, Magic the Gathering.
Whatever. Oh, it's a game with cards. They have colors and spells and whatnot.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. How do you play Magic the Gathering?
Okay, the beginning. Well, Richard Garfield was working in college, and
I don't know if he's joking or he
and
already started, but
I mean,
Richard
I'm
Garfield, I believe, was
being
working in
serious with the
college,
story.
and didn't he
He's
work
in
with a bunch
college.
of mathematicians to get the game going?
So yeah,
To,
like he
yeah.
was trying to make, and then he ended, and 25 years later.
I
You are
believe,
cutting out. I'm sorry.
yeah, you're cutting out.
Am I cutting out?
No,
Uh,
Yes,
no,
you are.
no, no.
I've been having problems with this. Um, and I can do. I don't know. I mean, what
Yo, disconnect and connect
talk
back
about
again.
magic?
You're
I,
having
I
trouble.
I like how we got
No, I
off
told you
topic
I'm
and it
having
was
trouble.
okay, but now we're on the topic and now there's problems.
Yeah, fine. You can just give me a second.
Yeah. Okay. He's coming back.
So yeah.
There we go.
Hello, welcome back to the Price is Right.
Uh, okay. Okay. Guys, what should I talk about magic?
Well,
Yeah,
start from the beginning. This was your theme. Come on.
like I mean, I thought we were talking about Pioneer.
Then talk about
What is
Pioneer.
Pioneer, by the way? I've heard of that. What is that?
Yeah, but you have to explain what
Uh,
is magic to start talking about Pioneer first, don't you?
uh,
Yeah.
who doesn't know what magic is?
Mango.
What,
Magic
I I don't know what magic is.
is
It's a
magic
Duel
is what
Masters ripoff. What?
company.
How dare they?
I know it's crazy.
Uh,
Magic the
uh,
Gathering is created by Richard Garfield in 1993. The game has present the color, which is white, the color of law, red, the color of chaos, black, blue, the color of green, the color of nature. Okay, and you can you Walker.
Damn, dude.
What?
You know what?
What?
Le-
Hey,
yeah, you're cutting out very.
I'm telling you, this is
Mm,
trash.
now you're hearing good. Now you're good. So
hold the mic
talk
close to your
loud.
mouth.
She's a game.
You know what?
Okay,
I got that. I got it. Don't worry.
cool, cool. You got it. Having some extreme
I
tonight.
got it. You just add whatever I'm missing. I don't know. I don't remember all the details, but just add whatever I'm mixing because I can't hear you at all. So,
So
okay,
having problems with this.
let me add a new mic to you on my to my Alexa, so that I can send it to you so we can do this
Play
without.
Despacito.
Alexa, play Despacito.
Um,
So we gotta keep.
so basically, Magic the Gathering was created by Richard Garfield on the 93.
Yeah, 93.
All right.
93.
Yeah, it was published by Wizards of the Coast. And
Mhm.
before,
Yeah.
I believe, before he create Magic the Gathering, he had another game that um Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast didn't like. Actually, nobody likes.
What was that?
I can't
He was
remember the
trying.
thing. Yeah,
He was
Mhm.
trying to do a deck.
okay, whatever he says, I don't know. I don't can't hear him now again. But he was
Wait,
trying
wait.
to
I
get.
want to
Can you hear
see.
me now?
Yeah,
All right.
Wasn't it before the the format of how they sell the stuff with booster packs? I'm not sure if this is correct, but I heard that it was kind of like it was meant to be released more of like a LCG,
yeah. It was
or is am
something
I wrong?
like it was something
Yeah.
built around Dungeons and Dragons. I think it was.
Hmm.
Uh, that's the thing. Like he was trying to design a game, and Magic the Gathering was supposed to be a one shot, which was Magic the Gathering was the first set.
Hmm.
Another futuristic set was going to come afterwards, and so on and so forth. From like different like he was trying to make every the multiverse a literally completely different.
Hmm.
Like together be the same.
Hmm.
It's not gonna you can play against each other.
I'm sorry. You just cut out that last part. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Uh, against, but the mechanics are gonna be so similar to each other.
Hmm.
dude. Wait,
When
wait,
he
wait. Yo, wait. Hear me out.
what, what,
Get out of the Discord and call me on the other one. How we
yeah,
always say.
whatever. Okay, give me a second.
Oh, now I can hear him.
Yeah, I know,
Right
but
when you tell him to leave, I can hear him.
yeah, but I don't know, for one reason he's broken out. I can't hear him. Usually when we are on Discord, this happens. So I'm trying. I'm
I
gonna try
think
to
it's a
make it work.
sign. I think it's a sign that you should always be off topic when I'm around.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Hello.
Okay, okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm telling you, the Discord don't work. I mean, I'm using Discord on the phone. Y'all using it on a computer. I'm assuming.
Yes, I am.
So there's like every time I'm talking to it, it's trying to do like an outside microphone and a phone microphone
Okay.
because that's how Discord works. Well, for some reason.
All right. Well, anyway, keep going. You were saying we were talking about Magic the Gathering. Bro, basically, Richard Garfield created this game after another game, and he was explaining what the other game was about. So keep going.
Well, he was trying to make it was not gonna be Magic the Gathering. It was gonna be Deckmaster, and the whole idea was to make multiple card games that you can play all the games you can play with each other. But he made the second card game, and the backs of the cards were purple, if I'm not mistaken, and it was something completely different. And they told him to scratch that idea and to
Uh,
keep the back size as Magic the Gathering.
that's the first
That's
one.
why, like, if you look at your Magic cards, they have this Deckmaster thing at the bottom
Yes.
Just gonna
that
take
literally means
a
nothing.
giant.
That's the reason it means nothing because Deckmaster never became a thing.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, he wanted that to be a big thing, but it never happened. So whatever. So they made Magic, and Magic is the reality Magic. The first sets he made, they were so close to like real world. Like he did have some, he had angels, he had demons, but he didn't have any extra folklore, fantasy or fiction,
So no really
except for like
religion.
biblical terms.
Give
And
me one second,
like
Mango.
dragons were the closest.
You,
Oh
you,
yeah, mango.
no, yeah,
I
I
didn't
can.
use
I
that.
He's saying something, but I cannot hear him, so I am going to
He,
pull him up.
he was saying that that it had like
Uh,
it never really had like folklore or any real lore. You know, it had like angels, demons, and like biblical references.
okay.
Give me one second. I can't
Oh,
hear Mango.
Okay, you're fine.
I volume him up, but I still can't hear him.
But how come I can understand?
oh, I can hear him now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I use context clues, man.
Okay, then what were you asking?
Okay.
Who, me or him?
You.
Oh no, I was just repeating what he said.
Ah,
Yeah, I know. Like the first Magic sets didn't have like this extra fantasy stuff. It was more like D&D style. Like they had one dragon, and just one. They had one angel and
Okay.
just one demon,
Mm-hmm.
one vampire. So it was like
That's cool.
kind of going stuff together. Not really like that. I didn't have the lore behind it yet. It wasn't until Arabian Nights that the game had lore.
Hello.
yes.
Everything just went quiet for me. Oh, you muted yourself.
No, I mute myself.
Um.
I mute myself.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ursa.
Well,
You're fine.
Yeah, he's trying to say something, but I cannot hear him. I don't know if you can hear him well.
I mean, I could hear him. You know, like it's a little choppy, but I can still understand. You know, figure out what he said. That's how it is.
No, the one I cannot hear is you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, do you hear me better now? Do I sound better
I
now?
can
Do
hear
you
him
hear me
clear.
better?
I can see that he's playing with some freaking dead
I'm playing with
eyes.
He's
nothing.
playing. He's playing with his balls. It's okay.
Yeah, with his balls.
Yeah. I, you're all jealous of the skills.
Well,
Don't worry.
continue. Keep going.
Well, okay.
So magic after that
Okay.
becomes what?
Again, it was the original Magic set was based on the Dungeons and Dragons. Like the first Magic set, Alphabet Unlimited Revised, were based on D&D.
All right.
And then the first, like the Dark, Fallen Empires, uh, Arabian Nights, and I forget the name of the other set. Legends. Those sets are based on the 1001, not 1001 Days, that Arabian book that has all the stories, the Aladdin story. I forget the name of the book, but he based them on that book. And it wasn't until the Weatherlight Saga that Magic actually had a story.
All right.
So yeah, like Weatherlight Stronghold Exodus was the first like overarching storyline that the cards had art that was based on original characters, and they were following a story. which
All
was
right.
based on Dominaria, which is the first set of Magic.
All right. And people for people who don't know how to play, how do we play Magic?
Okay, well, so how play Magic is you draw 7 cards, and you and your opponent have a choice to mulligan. The mulliganing is returning your hand back to your deck and drawing 7 cards again. And
That's
if you
that's
decide to
the
pick
that's
to
the update
keep,
rule.
that's it. Yeah, it's the new mulligan.
All right.
I think it's the London mulligan.
But
Or it
they
might be
have a
the
new type of mulligan, don't they?
yeah, because it meant like when the game started, the mulligan was only you had either no lands in hand or all lands in hand,
Mm.
and that's the only way you can mulligan. So then, you draw 7 cards, you mulligan. That's necessary, and then you play your lands, which are the cards that let you play your spells. You can only play 1 land a turn. The lands, depending on what land it is, produce a color, and that's the color that allows you to play the spells of that chosen color. Then you have
We have
creature spells that are obviously creatures. They come into play, they stay in play. Those are the ones that can attack the opponent and deal damage. You have your instants and sorceries, which are just spells. Instants you can cast at any given time. Sorceries you can only cast on your turn. You have enchantments that are like sorceries, but they stay in play and have a constant effect. You have artifacts that are colorless enchantments. They also stay in play and they produce an effect. Usually it's a weaker effect than an enchantment because it has no color requirements. At least back before Magic, back in the day, because Magic nowadays has artifacts that have color to them.
yes.
And you have Planeswalkers now, which is a type of card that summons somebody like you because you're a Planeswalker as you play the game. So it summons an ally that will do stuff for you, and they'll take damage for you. And once they lose their loyalty, they'll pass away or they'll go. And I think it's all the card types. Again, the game is finished when one person beats the other. They got 20 life. You can also mill the deck out, and there's other ways to winning that include cards that if you complete an effect, you can win the game. And yeah, it's about the chip of it.
All right. So in Magic we have different ways of playing the game. Uh, I know some of them. I don't know all of them. I'm pretty sure you know all of them. So, can you mention really quick what are those types of those gameplays?
Uh, yeah, yeah. We have a standard, which is just regular Magic, 1v1 with 60 card decks, 15 card sideboards. Your life total is 20. If you're playing an Ascension tournament, it's a best 2 out of 3. You have Modern, which is like standard, but the cards are from 8th edition onwards, which is called Modern because that was the time when the card frames got changed from classic to modern. It's like a new kind of curvy frame. Then you have Legacy, which is old school Magic. You can play with any card you want. And it has certain restrictions. I believe the Power 9 is restricted, but not banned. Some of these cards are banned across formats. You have Two-Headed Giant, which is a 2v2, 2 players against 2 players, where you both share a life total, and the life total starts at 30. And you take turns together instead of individual turns. You have EDH, or Elder Dragon Ender Dragon Highlander, which is also known as Commander. It's a 1v1v1v1 format. Where you have 100 card singleton decks, and you have a commander, which gives you the color identity for your deck. You have Pioneer, which is a newer format. It's the modern format.
Which is the one we're going to
Instead of starting when the what's that?
I say which is the one we will be talking
Oh,
about now.
Pioneer starts from Return to Ravnica, I believe is the first set that's legal on Pioneer, all the way to current standard.
Say what? I'm sorry.
You muted yourself on the
Oh, you cannot hear me.
podcast.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, you muted yourself.
Yeah, I was hearing feedback, so that's why I mute myself. Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, yeah, and they made this new format because there's a lot of cards. It's a lot of cards in Modern that I extremely strong. So there's like a lot of decks don't change as much. They just add a couple of cards so they stay the same. So this format's supposed to kind of spice it up a little bit, like make some different brews
I mean,
compared to
what is new to this format? Because I really don't see why do they create a new format.
Okay, what happens is that if you keep older formats for a game like Magic that has 25 years of card history, when you keep all the cards without rotating them out, because Standard rotates them out, obviously every time 3 sets come out, the 4th set removes the first set out of it. So you constantly have to buy cards, which is part of it.
Yeah, but they have more.
But
so
it also
why
doesn't.
create a new one?
Yeah, but it creates this stagnant play group. Like if the best deck is Infect, for example, if that's the best deck, everybody's gonna play the best deck because it's bar none the best deck.
Okay.
And then you have to make cards to make other decks better, and you just keep on power creeping upwards.
All right. Yeah, it makes sense. Now,
And that's what you're trying to avoid. Yeah, and also Modern is extremely expensive for no reason. So that's another reason.
So you think this vintage mode is like better than Modern?
I mean, it depends on your taste. Like, to be honest, like there's some people that love vintage. Like vintage, really, like the decks are 90% the same deck. Like all decks have the power 9. All decks have 4 force of will if they can carry the card.
Wait.
If the deck is not blue.
Wait, we're talking about vintage?
That would be a vintage.
And why are the power 9 on vintage?
Because vintage is old school.
Wasn't vintage supposed to be from Return to Ravnica to now?
No, that's Pioneer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about vintage. Like I say, I know very, very low about about these different game modes. I only know the modern and Commander.
Yeah, that's Pioneer.
So Pioneer is like Modern.
I mean, yes and no.
But that's what I meant. What's the difference?
Again,
yeah, I know. You
Modern.
Uh-huh.
Modern's play pool, the cards you can play from a Modern, starts on 8th edition, which was the set that Magic card frames changed.
Yeah.
That's why they call it Modern. It's the Modern frame. Pioneer starts from Return to Ravnica. So 8th edition is not usable in Pioneer. Mirrodin is not usable in Pioneer.
Okay, but
I think Zendikar is not usable in
is
Pioneer.
there a reason for this?
For Pioneer?
Yeah, no, for
Yeah,
for all these not
modern.
useful, not use.
Well, they're moving. Like when they made modern, they refreshed. What's the name of this? I used to be called Standard. No, it's not Standard. I forgot. Like the way we used to play Magic, I forgot how it was called before it became modern. But the Standard back then, it was all the cards that were available were usable, except for obviously the banned cards.
What?
Like everything reserved. Talking before modern was implemented, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you could play whatever cards you wanted to play, except for obviously what was restricted and banned. When they made modern, they removed all these all frame cards because there was a lot of like kind of broken cards back then because there was no playtesting or limited playtesting. So they removed a lot of like problematic cards, and then we moved to modern. The Pioneer, it's removing the fetch lands. The fetch lands are banned in Pioneer, which is like one of the most expensive cards for modern. So it gives you a format that there's no real mana fixing, and it gives you a newer set of cards.
All right.
So you have to figure out different combos, or you can use older combos and whatnot. So
All right.
and it's like it's reinventing modern. The best explanation.
So they just didn't want some of the old cards to be used, and they create a full new, I don't know, gameplay to play.
At the same time, they're trying to
Refresh.
balance the gameplay.
Oh well,
Well,
yeah.
more than refresh, balance it. Because remember, the fetch lands are banned.
But you could just ban
So
them on modern, and that's it.
you can play fetch lands in modern, yes, but you cannot
But
play on
why?
Pioneer.
That's why I meant. Why didn't you just ban them on modern?
Why would it? That's why would it ban matter? Like, if they ban the fetch lands in modern, then the lands lose value
Oh, okay, okay.
because
Yeah, I
those lands are
see, I see.
expensive.
So
They're valuable.
it's about money. All right. That makes sense now. And now everything makes sense to me.
It's a yeah. It's about money, but it's not about money for them. It's about money for the second market.
Yeah, still, that's money for the second market. That's money. It's about the Power Nine. The Power Nine.
Yeah,
They don't sell the Power Nines. The second market sells them.
they don't. All right. See, we got to take a history lesson. We got to go back then so I can explain this. Okay, there was a set in Magical Chronicles. Okay,
Say what? I'm not following.
Chronicles was a reprint. Oh, excuse me.
Say what?
You say something?
I know you said it's time for a history lesson.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, anyways,
Go on.
Magic released a set called Chronicles. Chronicles was a white border set of reprints from the older sets. Okay, so they reprinted some cards in Chronicles. This caused the market to crash. And so collectors were complaining that their cards were losing value because they were reprinting them. So Wizards of the Coast, in like a middle ground, decided to create a reserve list. And the reserve list is just cards they're not going to reprint ever again. So they can hold value for these collectors.
All right. So it's the same with the
Because the
fetch lands.
collectors are part of
So
yeah, exactly.
so
Fetch lands are
basically,
cards that have
That's what I meant. Those Wizards of the Coast. I know they sell their packs for, I don't know, five
Now again,
dollars. I don't know if it is $5, but anyway, they
but
sell
that's
it.
the thing.
Yeah, but
Wizards of the Coast is not making money of this
Yeah, but the second market is.
because they don't have a hand in the second hand market.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't control that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's all about money. Even if
So
it's not for them, it is for the second market.
yeah, the thing is like if they would have reprinted the cards that were on the reserve list, just the collectors would have been pissed. The players would have not been pissed
I know.
because they got the cards they wanted. So it's like, and again, it's a corporation, so they have to answer to somebody with.
And let me does this card get reprinted when the how you call this, the masterpieces were on it? Like we see a Black
What about
Lotus
the?
when the masterpieces came in.
Uh,
This set. Did we see a Black Lotus in it?
no, it was a Lotus petal, but not a Black Lotus.
All right, yeah, that's why. So the Power Nine would never reprint it, even when we get the masterpiece.
Any card that's on the reserve list
Didn't get
will
it.
not get reprinted.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt.
that's the promise Wizards of the Coast did.
Explain the reserve list.
Say what?
Of,
Can he explain the reserve thing? What's that all about?
He said that reservists
the
lately
reserve
are, yeah. Keep going. I'm sorry.
uh, the reserve lists are cards that they promised the collector that we're not gonna reprint again.
And the Power Nine are there.
The Power Nine is part of it. The dual lands are part of it. Um, Cards that have the word anti on them are part of it. Mostly all of alpha cards, except for a couple of them, are on that list. Arabian Nights cards are on that list. So it's a lot of cards. Like I don't remember the number, but yeah, it's
Good
cards they
night,
promise not
Caro.
to reprint.
Good night, Caro. Thanks for accompanying us.
I guess Cairo.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Keep
Sorry,
going.
Cairo. Yeah, my headset's annoying today.
All right. So
But yeah,
this Pioneer is from, okay. This is the problem I see. This is gonna keep happening, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Right
I was
now
like, if
we
I
have
happen.
maybe every 12 sets. Now we're gonna get a new game play. Like a new game style. Like right now we have moderns, then we got pioneers, then we'll have another one in 12 sets to keep value.
I think that I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so? Okay. What's
I don't think so.
what?
Like, I mean, because
Uh-huh.
modern just it'll stay modern. Like every time a new set comes out, the cards go into modern, so you can add more cards to modern.
Yeah, and they will go to pioneer.
Pioneers just starts from.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. In
Yeah, I
12
mean the cards that are.
sets, when 12 sets later from today, we will have this new game mode, which will take everything from, let's say, today until that day.
From
That
X
is,
set onwards.
huh?
Yeah, I mean I can see that happening.
Yeah, just to keep the
Like in the like 20
secondary
years from the.
market, yeah, it's refreshing.
I mean that's the thing. Like, look, it took Magic from 10 years, 12 years to make the modern format, and then it took him 10 more years to make another format.
To make the
So I mean, if the
pioneers.
10-year system works, yeah, to go into Pioneer, like it took him a while to make all these formats,
I don't
and
think
they're
he
just
said
like looking at
years.
it from like.
I don't think it has
I'm
been
just
10
saying, like
years.
I'm putting a right from modern. I think it's been a little bit more than that.
Oh, really? All right, then never mind.
I think so.
I'm a jackass. All right,
I
then.
was like, I mean, I haven't played. I I haven't played standard in forever, and I haven't played modern in forever. So like I'm not sure, but I'm saying like yeah, they might keep on doing that to keep the game refreshed. Because like, how a new player is gonna start playing Magic if you just go buy the most recent expansions because those are the ones you're gonna find
Yeah.
and play against somebody that has a $3,000 modern deck that's just gonna clap you.
No, no. I mean,
And
like
then
I say, if it is 10 years, I get it, you know. But I thought it was like
yeah,
lower than that. I thought it was 5 years ago, you know. So
I, again, in Magic has a problem that they're the first game, not video game based, that has lasted this long. Because a lot of games crash and burn, but Magic is going strong.
yo, Mango, are you
So
muting me?
Magic is like,
I am not, dude. How can I meet you?
Somebody's muting me.
It's probably yourself.
No, I'm not muting myself.
yeah, stop muting yourself.
It's probably the Virgin Guadalupe.
Oh my goodness, Santa Maria.
Jeez. Well, anyway,
But anyways, Magic is Magic is trailblazing the trading card game. So they gotta make mistakes, so we gotta learn from them as game creators.
yeah,
Like they're doing the stuff that nobody else has done. So yeah,
yeah.
so
Even though,
they're gonna make a ton of mistakes.
yeah, they make the mistakes, so we learn from them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
and better card games come out. Like games that are better, balanced,
No, like Force of
and
Will.
Oh
overall
no,
maybe
Force of Will,
feel
no.
better. And
I think it's better.
oh
Honestly.
yeah, yeah.
First of all,
I
is
mean, okay,
unbalanced. I mean,
like
right now they're
like
trying, but
like Dual Masters. Oh wait,
Well, I've never played competitive Force of Will. Like I'm a filthy casual, so I wouldn't know. I like it. I like it more than how you say it, Magic. But
well,
then again, if I play
you
Magic, I would
like
play like
you like
Infinite.
Force of Will more than Magic because of the mana system.
Not just that, just the whole.
Oh well, it's anime.
For example, my not even that. Like whenever I play Magic, I prefer to play like my favorite format is Oathbreaker. I like the sort of different type of thing like the ruler thing that Force of Will has. Um, and I'll play Brawl or Commander, but I won't play like regular Magic. I just find that kind of boring
oh
unless
yeah,
it's
no,
like
like
really forced.
I like Commander better.
Commander, I
Like
like
I
it, but
think
it's too
Commander, like
broad.
that's what I like about Commanders. Like every game can be different.
Yeah,
I like Oathbreaker, but I don't love Oathbreaker
mm.
because you get a lot of tryhards.
I'm one of those.
Because like
I
I've
get
seen the Oathbreaker Teferi silence deck,
mm.
and yeah, not fun.
I mean,
It's like
Commander,
40
Commander.
counters
Okay,
Teferi, and
the thing with Commander is that Commander is built to be fun. Commander
Yeah,
wasn't built to be competitive.
yes,
It was
it
meant to
can
be
be.
fun. If you have somebody that is being competitive, then all you have
you
to do
can
is team up with
you can make
somebody and
competitive Commander decks.
Fairy Commander. Oh my god. Black Blue
There's like
Fairies.
there's competitive, yeah,
That's
I know
yeah.
they're competitive.
Una Queen of the Fey Commanders. That's like an insane deck. Urza, lower high Altificer is a combo deck.
Yeah, I mean, but
Baral.
these are all, like I say, these are all yeah, they are competitive decks, but they are all made to be fun. If you see that you have somebody over there that is like being really competitive, like, okay, this guy doesn't want to have fun. This guy came here to simply crush everybody. That everybody
yeah.
will
If you
team
have a
up against
tryhard,
him.
Yeah.
if you have a tryhard, you play Arch Enemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
But
you play Commander with a tryhard. Arch Enemy, 3 against 1.
yeah, that's what I meant. You have to. Commander was built to be fun. So if you have somebody that is, not being just playing for himself, like, this guy doesn't, oh, who is this guy? He came from out of nowhere, and out of the sudden, we're trying here to have fun, and you came to ruin everything. Come on, man. Let's beat his ass up.
Let's jump him.
You get that player like, oh yeah, turn one, island, mana crypt, mana vault, Ursa,
Is there mana destruction?
and he just goes wild.
Yes, there is, but
Yeah, land destruction.
since I believe they stopped making
It's
those.
it's shut upon.
Mm. I hope
Yeah,
they
they have a problem thinking.
so that Kai can.
Mana destruction is not fun. I mean, it's fun for me that I've made it, but it's not fun for the other guy.
I don't like mill either.
Yeah, they
You
trying.
swear you want mill in my game.
Yo, mill is fun.
No, it's not.
It is fun. You can still play
It's
whatever
not
you want.
fun.
I'm just reducing the amount of cards in your deck. That's it.
But I don't want
You
that.
have to you have to
I
beat me
don't want
before I
that.
take your deck out.
So
I don't want you to mill out my 4 copies of Liliana. No.
we can we settle this at Untapped then? I guess after this,
Of course.
Wait, what are we playing?
you can
um
throw a 4 player commander. We can play
I
Old
don't
Breaker
want
if you
that
want.
who's
commander
gonna
deck.
who's gonna be the foreplay?
I mean, we can play 3.
All right,
Let's play
audience.
Oathbreaker.
Any random player that wants to play with us,
Let's play Oathbreaker.
all right, I'll break it is.
All right. um.
That.
Anyway,
And whoever's listening to the podcast, the first person to show up,
yeah, we will put
4 points.
podcasts. We will have podcasts in Untap. If you want to join in, just
Yeah,
we're there.
yeah. First come, first serve. That.
All right. Um. Well. Anyway. Now I do not have much time, so I am gonna talk a little bit about my game.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay.
like we were saying before, my game is a very version of Oversoul. Oh, there's no comment today.
Comments are
Ah,
muted.
nah, I'm just kidding.
No
Okay.
commentary from what?
From Mango.
I will just ignore that comment, I guess.
All right. Now,
PTSD.
the both games work different. They only have some mechanics that are similar, but the main core of the game is totally different. Um, I believe we have the same type of spells. Like we use, five zones for the
Yeah.
spells, and at the end of the turn they're discarded.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the soul cost is something similar. So,
Yeah.
um, but other than that, the gameplay is totally different. Uh, anyway, I am having a tournament which is already should start before this podcast. Actually, it's 11, so it should have started already. But um,
I know it's 10 my time, so it hasn't started for me.
yeah, it haven't started for you anyway. um, but the game is work. It works somehow with mechanics from different types of game. I will say the mana system of Force of Will, the I mean the mana the mana deck from Force of Will, not the mana system. The system works with something similar to Magic, but where you don't have to tap for cards to be cast. You have zones where you can cast those creatures or spells, and you're limited to play whatever you have on the field on those zones. So everything is free to play as long as you meet the cost, and you are limited to how many zones you have. Um, you have ancients, which I believe works somehow to how, I wouldn't say force of will, but I would say Dragon Ball use. Um, you have different evolutions of those ancients, which come into play at certain points of the game. And am I missing anything, Orsa?
Mm, your game kind of, because I've never really played Naruto, but in some ways it kind of reminds me of Naruto from like the traits that you use for them
Oh
and
yeah,
other things.
yes. We also use, yeah, kind of like the support system for from Vanguard too.
Oh yeah, you.
So it has many mechanics from other games that we implement on our game. Um, but but they work together with pretty well. They work they synchronize pretty well, and the game is very um, tactician. So you have to think where to put the creatures and where to move before doing any action. So for people like Magic the Gathering players, these can come in pretty handy. You know, usually people from Magic the Gathering like to think, movements and do all these combos and try to break the game. So so for Magic the
That's a different way of strategy. Right? What do you have to say?
say what?
It brings a different layer of strategy.
Yeah, yeah, it is very, yeah. You have to you have to build a strategy in order to play the game. Yeah. Um, but they work pretty well, and we are having our beta test tournament starting today as is right now. So if you guys want to join, all you have to do is you can go to the Discord, which is linked below, and you can just join in the um I'm sorry, you can join the tournament where it says challengers. You use a Discord name and you put your account on Untap, your name on that you are going to use on Untap, and you're on. Um, we will also have. You can also go on Facebook and do the same thing. Please, if you have those two accounts, don't try to cheat it out.
That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, sure. That I'll make sure not to, but you're gonna be
We're gonna
banned on one of them.
ban you. Gotta get the ban hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta do me like this.
But
I'll ruin
anyway,
it endless.
so if you want to join, you can use Facebook or Discord. Both are linked below, and simply join. Though it will last a week, so you can learn how to play as you are in the tournament, and and you can join any day of the week you want to play, so you don't have to be just today. And like I said, you have a week each. The tournament will last 3 rounds. Each will last a week. You can choose what day you want to join in. The champions will be there if you want to challenge a champion. Uh, Obviously, if you lose, you're gonna lose 3 points. But if you win, you can get 5 points and a pass. The pass can be used to automatically pass to the next round, or you can use it whenever you lose to not lose any points. Or if you keep them all to the end, you can just get 5 additional points for the pass. Um, the prices are going to be on the Discord and Facebook, so you can look up for it. But they are a $20 gift card, $10 gift card, and $5 gift card for first, second, and third. Plus, also the first winner will get a core line on Halloween Day, which is the promo for the month of October until December 15th. So after that, we will get a new promo, and you will guys will get the challenger. How you say this? The the name challenger on on your on your Discord, and yeah, the role of challenger on your Discord, and the winners will also increase from 1 to 3 depending on how well they do in the Discord roles. You will have a special places for you guys to talk about, depending on what role you are at. So anyway, if you guys like to join, like I say, just join the Discord or the Facebook, and uh, and I'll see you on the tournament then.
Mm, okey-dokey.
Well, this has been going on for, let me check, 2 hours and 18 minutes.
So, yeah.
So we already passed 18 minutes.
Uh, I
This
mean,
might have been your
just do what
longest
you did
podcast.
before. Just blame it on Mango.
Yeah, yeah, I'll blame Manga for it.
Wait, what happened?
It's your fault.
It's your fault. Yeah.
Why? I didn't do anything.
Oh, you did. Yes, you did.
Actually,
No, I'm
that's
innocent.
your fault.
You were talking about tentacles. What
I
does
mean,
tentacle has to do with TCGs?
I'm just, I'm
I
just
mean, Emmerich
a
has
black,
tentacles.
a black green player in Magic. Don't mind me.
Oh, it's a Golgari player.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Okay, I'll give you that one. I like that one.
Yeah, so all you like is milling cards and countering spells. You trivial scumbag.
Wait, what did you say?
All he likes is to mill people. That's that. He lives for
Oh
milling.
yeah, he's a scum. No. You know what's good against Mill? I have a scavenge deck, black green scavenge. Cause I got my mom into the game. She plays Mill, and that's the she says I can play Magic with her, but I can't use that
Yeah.
deck. But she'll go ahead and use the Mill deck.
I know, but I mean, what was her name? Jessica?
Who?
Yeah.
The 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 the
Jeska, Wire
the
Adapt,
Morgan? No, the Gorgon. What's the name of the Gorgon?
I don't
Vraska.
remember.
Vraska. Yeah, Vraska. I love Vraska. She has tentacles, so
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
she's
have.
good.
Oh, you didn't love her.
She's
Good
like
and
my type of gal.
remember her name.
Yeah, hey, okay. I there's similar names. Okay, so I forgot,
Yeah, once
but
a
I
human and once a
but I envy
Gorgon.
Jace. I envy Jace. Now I know why Jace like Vraska, and she leave her for Liana.
Jace
I
likes
mean, for
Vraska.
she leave Liana for Vraska.
I don't know the lore. I'm gonna be honest. I don't
Oh, yeah,
read the
that's
Jace lore.
like an
I know
Ixalan. Something
Eldrazi's
happened that
overpowered
Jason
because of
Bresta.
lore, but
Yeah, Jace and Vraska were together. Liliana and Jace were
They end
together.
up,
Jace is
yeah,
funny.
Liliana and Jade. That's something. I mean,
Yeah, those tentacles, huh?
like,
Like, what can you
I
do with
mean,
those now? Hold on.
he's a mind sculptor. Just saying,
Yeah.
and he's like an
Don't say
illusion master.
don't say too much.
Uh,
You want me to talk? You guys want me to?
hey,
Nah,
Kai.
nah. We'll go to the end. We'll go to the end.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, this is the end of the podcast. I will I thank everyone for watching it. Thanks for the veteran for the service, and well, that's it for
And
today's video.
before you
And
leave,
say what?
before you leave, I want to apologize for my damn headset. Yeah, acting stupid all night.
Apology
I'm
not
sorry about this
accepted.
podcast.
And I want to
I'll blame Matt if
guys for talking
his
about
fault
tentacles.
that my head
Your apology is
is
accepted.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, well, that's it for today's video. So, wires out.
Worries that yeah.
fires out.
Play over soul.
Play Astrom Cross.